Troy Firth has lived his entire life in northwestern Pennsylvania and has had a hand in many aspects of the forest industry in this region, whether it is through his early years skidding logs or becoming the second or third largest maple syrup producer in the state. People really love walking in the woods with Troy and hearing what he has to say about how he sees the forest.
We're trying to develop a system where we can make the long-term economics and the health of the forest be compatible. The present system simply does not do that. The timber industry is, of course, based on money. It's a for-profit business. And not only is it based on money, but it's based on short-term money. In other words, people want the money now. The forest suffers for that. The long-term resilience, health of that forest suffers. What the foundation is used is this concept of worst first, where we continually take the weaker trees so that your first harvest takes the very weakest, your second harvest takes the next weakest. After a number of harvests, you have a healthier forest.
The lands that we protect are not protected in a preservationist kind of museum-like setting. These lands are staying as working lands, and therefore they are continuing to be integral to the community. They contribute to the rural economy. So we are truly trying to find that kind of elusive win-win between the people and the land through our model.
If you're going to consider logging, there's the simple mechanics of logging. In other words, it's getting the tree here to a landing and doing as little damage as possible, which is critically important. The tree selection is the primary thing, but the mechanics is also very important. And that's where we've used the horse logging to accomplish a situation where we get far, far less disturbance to the forest soils, because these soils are just critical.
Troy is shaking things up in the timber industry. He's definitely has not been afraid to stand alone for decades in this region with his approach, and his approach is working. And the other thing that Troy is doing is he's also exercising the same generosity that we are asking of our community, of our membership, of the people that are approaching us for land conservation projects. Troy is the walking embodiment of environmental conservation and land ethic, and generosity and selflessness to go with it.
We've seen the health of these forests improve. I'm becoming more and more convinced of that. It's not only the quality of the standing trees, but all the biotic community that resides therein. That's the wildflowers, the diversity. It seems to be improving. And that is the measure of success or failure.
Because of Troy Firth, we now have an alternative conversation to have with landowners about how they can manage their land and still extract some value from their land if that is what's needed.
A thing is right when it enhances the beauty, diversity, and stability of the biotic community. It is wrong when it does otherwise.